Okay guys, today we will be talking about the new season, the tier list and the changes on the ladder, the so-called meta changes. Let's see what happened and what changed. First of all, I wanted to make you guys aware of my own Discord server. You can find the link down below in the description. Please come join us, have a chat, let's have some fun together and maybe you'll be interested to join the clan. Now, let's get into the meta changes and the tier list. I waited a little bit to make this video to let the meta sink in a little bit and see what people are going to play and are going to do. You can see the list popped up. We're going to go over the top tier changes. We'll talk about why these decks are exactly on the top tier list and why other decks are not. There is a reason why I called this tier list the community tier list. It's not just my opinion. I might have the last word, so to speak. I can fill it in, but I talked to a lot of people in the community and on the Discord server, and they all weigh in on what's happening on the tier list, and that's why it is what it is today. Now let's start with our first deck. It's the Meteor deck. New card since patch 3.0 and straight up to the S+ tier of the tier list. We will not be going into detail on the deck itself. You can find a video about this specific deck on my channel. Go have a look at it. For now, we will be going over why it's S+. It's just an amazing deck and you can ramp up a lot of damage quickly. The Meteor mechanic is quite unique. You have to merge two of them together to create the meteor, and it will come falling from the sky, causing havoc, so as you can see on the video playing in the background. By now you will have realized that Shaman is no longer S+. This is mainly the reason because of Meteor. Meteor just counters the Shaman deck. Just try it and you will know why. Now let's get into the aggro Shaman deck. For you Inquisitor lovers, don't worry. I know your deck is S+, we'll go over it a bit later in this video. Now we're gonna talk about the Shaman first and why it became S instead of S+. You don't have to worry, the Shaman will still perform pretty good on the ladder. It's only the Meteor came, and the Meteor is simply better and is a straight counter towards the Shaman, so you're gonna have a hard time beating him. You can beat him, but you have to be really lucky with the RNG on your Shamans to mess them up really bad. Let's speed up the footage a little bit and get things going. We'll be going into the classic Hex deck. Always a very solid deck. It's a bit underplayed because of its weakness against Shaman, how they can mess up the deck. So it might see a bit more play now. Now Shaman is going back a little bit, so maybe this will come back, but it's still a very solid deck to reach 7k trophies with. So have a go at it. It's a really nice deck to play. So it was one of my favorites when I just started playing. Now it's time to talk about the Inquisitor. A lot of people's favorite DPS unit, and it has a lot of potential in a lot of different kinds of decks. That's why you see more than one type of Inquisitor deck on the tier list. We will start with the S+ type of Inquisitor deck. It's the deck with the Gold Mage. It's the most versatile, most flexible deck of all the Ink decks, so it's the best one to use in different circumstances. The other Ink decks might have benefits over this one, but this one is the most versatile, and that's why this one is S+. The next Inquisitor variant, let's call it, we will be going over is the one with Grindstone. A lot of people think this is the best Ink deck around. This is probably the best one if you get to the late game. this is definitely, yeah, the best one to beat all the other ones. But the problem is you need to get to the late game. In terms of consistency, this deck is not so good because it's a brick magnet. Besides bricking, it's also a very aggressive meta we're playing right now with the Shaman decks, the Meteor decks. So they will bring a lot of problems to the Ink deck, especially this one, in the early game. So early game, this is fairly weak. You can see this specific deck on the tier list has Bombardier in it. People use combinations, like some like this deck. Others prefer to have Summoner in place of Bombardier, and others even like Mime instead of Dryad. So you can play around with it. I can't put everything on the tier list, so if you're playing these decks, that means you are quite aware of everything that's going on in this game, and you're also able to make these decisions for yourself. Okay guys, let's end this video. So remember, I'm not the only one deciding, it's a community tier list. I talk to a lot of people, I listen to a lot of people. So if you don't agree with something, or you think a deck is missing on this tier list, or you have something else to tell me, just get a hold of me on Discord or leave a comment on this video and we'll talk about it and see where we get, and maybe the tier list will be adapted. If you like this video, please leave a like, drop a comment and subscribe. That would help a lot. I hope to see you guys on the battlefield.